Dear students and friends, in this lecture, let us discuss fundamental steps of digital image processing. So here we are having the fundamental steps of digital image processing. It contains image acquisition, image enhancement, image restoration, color image processing, wavelet and multi-resolution processing, compression, morphological processing, segmentation, representation and description, object recognition. So these are all the fundamental steps which we are having in digital image processing. So here is the problem domain. So problem domain initially assigned to the image acquisition. So image acquisition is the first step of digital image processing, because without an image, so we will not do any operation on the image. So that initially we have to acquire the image for processing the image. So here pre-processing is done in image acquisition. Pre-processing is done like scaling, sharpening, etc. Next, in the process of image enhancement, so we are simply improving the quality of the image, like you are increasing the contrast and brightness of the image for getting better result. Next stage is image restoration. In this process, we are achieving the we are recovering the degraded image. So like an image is blurred or which is not clear means, so we are recovering the image from the degraded image, which is called as image restoration. Next one is color image processing. So suppose if we want to process the color image, in this step we can accomplish the task of color image processing. Next, wavelet and multi-resolution processing. So here various degrees of resolutions were used to process the image. Next one is compression. So here we have to compress the image for transmitting the image or storing the image. We have to reduce the bandwidth of the image to process it. So next one is morphological processing. So here various structures and skeleton of the images were processed. Next stage is segmentation. So it deals with separation, that is partition of the image. Suppose when you want to process a particular portion or a particular part of the image, of course we have to partitioning the image. So next one is representation and description of the image. So representation, so whatever task we have accomplished, that we have to represent. Yeah, we have to represent the image in a neat manner or in a clear manner. So and also we have to describe the image what it is. Suppose I'm extracting some information on an image, means so we have to describe what all the hidden informations are there in the image, which is described clearly in this stage. Next one is object recognition. So here an object is recognized, so on the image, when an image is processed, after processing the image, so what is there in the image which is recognized. Say for example, an image containing a core means, so if we have processed, if we have extracted, we have identified the image as core means, so we have to label the object as the core. So here the labeling process has accomplished in the object recognition. So these are the fundamental steps of digital image processing. So when we observe here, starting from image acquisition to morphological processing, it deals generally, the output of these steps are generally in the form of images. Whereas from the morphological processing to step object recognition, the output of these steps generally image attributes. So here we can get attributes as the output from the image, whereas from the image acquisition to morphological processing, we can get output as in the form of images. So this is how we can process the image. So here we have the knowledge base. So knowledge base is nothing, from each and every step we can accomplish certain task, so which is called as knowledge base. Next, let us discuss all the steps of image processing techniques one by one. First one is image acquisition. So this is the first step of image processing technique. So in the image acquisition, so we are going to capturing the image for processing. So image acquisition is the action of retrieving an image from a source, usually hardware systems like camera sensors. It is basically capturing an image. So generally the image acquisition stage involves pre-processing. Pre-processing such as scaling and sharpening the image and increasing the contrast of the image. So all these pre-processing. Before processing the image, we have to do all these pre-processing techniques on the image so that the image is clear for doing further analysis. So next here, so this is the process how an image acquisition task is accomplished. So here is the diagrammatic representation. So, so this is the scene element in the diagram. This is the scene element. So this is imaging system, image capturing system. So it's like a hardware sensor or camera, and this is the output image. So how this process is accomplished means, so when you want to capture any image, we want some illumination energy. So with the help of illumination energy is like here light. So we want light energy for capturing some images. So this illumination energy has reflected on the scene element, so which is captured by the imaging system. So in this way, an image is captured for doing some process. So next stage of image processing is image enhancement. So it is the process of filtering an image to improve the quality. So we have to improve the quality of the image for doing some processing on it. So filtering image is we are going to removing the various noises of the images. So always on your raw image, various outside noises were included. So we have to remove those noise and we have to increase the contrast of the image for doing further analysis on it. So this is the image enhancement. The idea behind enhancement technique is to bring out the details which are hidden, some features and attributes which are basically hidden on the image. So we have to extract the image features from the image, or simply we have to highlight the hidden features of an image or certain features of an image. So image enhancement is subjective in nature, which means for example, the image perception level will be varying from person to person. That is, some people can expect a high level of saturation, and some can expect low level of contrast or low level of saturation colors. So that's why image enhancement is subjective in nature, which means person to person, which will be varying. So this is important topic because it can help humans and computer vision algorithms to obtain accurate information from the enhanced image. So when we want to extract an accurate information means, so we have to do the image enhancement operation on an image. So this is the pictorial representation of the image enhancement technique. So here is this is the raw image, and the image which you are having at right side is the processed image. That is, this is enhanced image. So here the quality of image is increased, which means all the noises were removed in the images and the contrast level also increased. So now the image is clear for doing the process. The output of the image is much better for doing some process on it. So next, third one is image restoration. So image restoration, it is the process which deals that improving the appearance of an image. Appearance means in terms of that is blurred image is improved. That is, the image has initially blurred means which is removed. That is, the appearance has improved. Image restoration is objective in nature. Next, third one is image restoration. So this is the third fundamental steps of digital image processing technique. It improving the appearance of an image. So when you want to improve with the appearance of your image, you can use this image restoration concept. Image restoration is an objective one. So which means here we can use some mathematical tools and probabilistic models for improving the appearance of an image. So it is the process of recovering an image from a degraded image. Suppose your image is degraded, which is not clear, means when you want to recover your original image from the degraded image, so you can use this image restoration techniques. Usually an image is, when an image is declared as a degraded means it contains some blurring and it having some noise means which is called as degraded image. So when you want to remove this blurring and noisy of your image, so you can use the restoration concept. It is widely used in various fields of applications such as medical imaging, astronomical imaging, remote sensing, microscopy imaging, and photographic deep blurring, and forensic science, etc. Next, look at the diagram. So here image restoration techniques. So this is an image which is not clear. So which means while capturing the image, uh, improper of capturing the image, or there are some noise were added and it looks like a blurring, so that we have to go for improving the appearance of an image. So with the help of mathematical and probabilistic tools, so we are improving the appearance of an image. So here the image is, now it is cleared. So we can use this image for further processing and analysis. So next one, fourth one, color image processing. So color image processing is the analysis, transformation and interpretation of visual data presented in the color. So color image processing is used to analyzing the image and transformation of image for human interpretation. So we can use the various colors of image for processing. So when you want to process the color image, you can use this color image processing technique. The ultimate goal of color image analysis is to enhance human computer interaction. So when you want to interact with the computer by using the digital image, you have to use the color image processing. Recent applications of image analysis includes compression of color images either for transmission across the network or coding of video images for video conferencing. So here for transmission of image and as well as for video conferencing, so we have to use the compression as well as human and computer interaction. We have to process the image as the color image processing. So next, so here this is a black and white image. So we are not able to recognize the object or what is present on the image. So we are going to changing this image as the color image. So now the image is colored image, so that easily we can extract the attributes as well as um, various colors, various properties of the images. What we need, we can extract from this. So next one, wavelets and multi-resolution processing. So this is the fifth fundamental steps of digital image processing techniques. So here wavelets are the foundation for representing images in various degrees of resolution. So here various degrees of resolutions were used to differentiate the images or for processing the images. Images subdivision successively into smaller regions for data compressions and for pyramidal representations. So here various degrees of resolutions has used resolution in the sense, so contrast increment and decrement, brightness increment and decrement. Some pictures may have high resolution and some pictures may have low resolution. Suppose you want high resolution images for a particular processing, yeah, you can increase the wavelength of the image. Here is the diagrammatic representation of wavelength and multi-resolution processing. So here four different pictures are shown in the diagram. So this is the first picture which deals with raw resolution, whereas in the second picture we are improving the resolution of the image so that which looks little clear when compared to the previous image. Whereas in the third image, so your resolution is reduced when compared to your first image. So which is not clear when compared to your first image. So here various frequencies were used to improving the resolution of the image. So here frequency concept were introduced to improving the frequencies, uh, improving the resolution of the image. So next one is compression techniques. So this is a technique which is used to reducing the storage required to save an image. Suppose when you want to save an image, so we have to reduce always the image can take more memory consumption, so obviously we have to reduce the memory space of an image. So with the help of compression technique we can reduce the memory size and storage space of an image. So if an image is having high bandwidth, it is difficult to processing an image, so that we have to reduce the bandwidth of an image either for storage and for transmit. Particularly in the use of internet, it is very much necessary to compress the data. So especially when you want to transfer a certain amount of image or pictures from a particular place to another place, it is not possible to transfer the raw image as it is, so that we have to, suppose for example we are having 1 GB of image, 1 GB of pictures, means it's not possible to transfer over the network. So what you have to do, so you have to reduce the picture size and you have to transmit on the internet. So here is the compression techniques were used. So this is the original image which is having high bandwidth, and this is a compressed image. So the bandwidth of the image is reduced so that which consumes less amount of memory space on your system. So next, morphological processing. Morphological processing deals with tools for extracting image components that are useful in the representation and description of the shape. So here various shapes of an image has extracted for the purpose of representation and description. Morphology is a broad set of image processing operation that process images based on these shapes. Morphological operations apply a structuring element to an input image, creating an output image of the same size. So here, so fingerprint recognition, this is the best step for fingerprint recognition. So here, human beings having their own fingerprint thumb impression, so that based on the structures and shapes of the fingerprint, so we can recognize the particular object. So next one is segmentation. Segmentation procedures partitioning an image into constituent parts or objects. So segmentation is nothing. We are going to dividing an image into subparts. Yeah, an image is divided into subparts. So why we have to divide the image into subparts means, so it is easy to process the image. Suppose when you are processing the whole image means it's difficult to extract an useful information. So when you are dividing the image means it is easy to processing all the techniques. So here is the image has segmented. So this is the raw image. So the segmentation, this portion segmented, this portion is divided, portion of this picture is extracted here. Next, representation and description. So as we already discussed, representation is nothing, it's a feature selection. So the identified features of the images were selected. So here, so these are the various features of an images were selected. So finally, object recognition. So after applying all these process, our object has recognized. So thanks for watching. Thank you.